Once, a man who defied all odds and redefined what it means to be human said, "If you can get through doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness." These aren't just words. They're a battle cry from a man who turned his life into an unbreakable force of nature, David Goggins. Often called the toughest man alive, David Goggins is a retired Navy SEAL, an ultra-endurance athlete, and a world record holder. But more than that, he's the embodiment of mental toughness and resilience. From surviving childhood abuse to conquering hell week 3 times, running 100-mile races, and breaking the pull-up world record, his life is proof that the human spirit has no limits. But he wasn't always this unstoppable. In fact, there was a time when he was stuck at rock bottom. And when I say rock bottom, I mean really stuck. David's story begins in darkness. As a child, he lived in constant fear. Fear of his abusive father, fear of the world, and fear of never being enough. Every night, he worked long hours at his dad's skating rink, often into the early hours of the morning. Sleep? Forget it. By the time he was old enough to dream, life had already taught him one brutal lesson: survival comes with pain. Fast forward to his early 20s. David was trapped in a dead-end life. At nearly 300 pounds, he worked as an exterminator, killing cockroaches during the day and drowning his frustration in milkshakes and fast food at night. He avoided mirrors, avoided challenges, and most of all, avoided himself. Then one night, everything changed. While sitting on his couch, flipping through TV channels, he stumbled upon a documentary about Navy SEALs. What he saw left him in awe. These men were pushing their bodies and minds to unimaginable limits, enduring pain that most people wouldn't dare to face. And in that moment, something inside David snapped. For the first time, he saw what was possible. But let's be real. Seeing something and doing something are two entirely different things. The next morning, he stepped on a scale. 297 pounds. To even qualify for Navy SEAL training, he needed to lose over 100 pounds in just 3 months. Most people would have quit before they started. But David wasn't most people. Not anymore. He put on a pair of running shoes and stepped outside. His first run was brutal. His lungs burned. His legs felt like they would give out, and every step screamed at him to stop. But he didn't stop. He couldn't stop. Every day, he fought a war, not with the world, but with himself. He created something he called the accountability mirror. He wrote down every painful truth about himself and stuck it to the mirror. You're fat. You're lazy. You're wasting your potential. It wasn't about being cruel. It was about being honest. Because the only way to change is to face the truth. 3 months later, David did the unthinkable. He hit his target weight, passed the entrance exam, and was accepted into Navy SEAL training. But if you think that's where the story ends, think again. SEAL training is designed to break even the strongest. The infamous Hell Week pushes recruits to their absolute limits. 5.5 days of brutal physical training with no sleep. Most people drop out within hours. David didn't just survive Hell Week. He completed it 3 times after injuries forced him to start over. 3 times. And when he finally became a Navy SEAL, he didn't stop there. He wanted to see just how far he could push his mind and body. He started running ultramarathons, 100-mile races with little to no preparation. He set out to break the pull-up world record, completing 4,030 pull-ups in 17 hours after failing twice before. Each time he faced a challenge, he approached it with the same mindset. I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done. David Goggins isn't just a man. He's a message. A message that screams, stop waiting, stop making excuses, and start doing. He teaches us that pain isn't the enemy. It's the key to growth. The discomfort you're avoiding? That's where greatness begins. So ask yourself, what's holding you back? What's your 297 pounds? And what are you going to do about it? Because if David Goggins can go from broken to unstoppable, what's stopping you? If this story fired you up, share it. Let someone else feel this energy. And if you're ready to change your life, subscribe. This is just the beginning. Stay hard.